So, I've been doing a little bit of digging, and one of the players that I've done a bit of digging on is Matty Cash. Now, Matty Cash obviously plays for Nottingham Forest, and he plays at right back. Now, I don't get involved with all the hype in terms of players and YouTube clips. I think it's a bit silly, really. I mean, if you can only really tell if a player's good when you've seen him 10, 15 games constantly. I watched him and I thought, that's not a right back. That's not a right back. That shouldn't be. Completely unconventional, more technically sound than a right back should be. I think he doesn't look out of place in terms of dribbling ability and ball control, which is key in the Premier League. It's key in keeping hold of the ball, especially against teams that are going to potentially have a lot of possession against you, and you need to, relieve the pressure on the back four, which I don't think is something that Creswell or Fredericks have in their locker. So I think already technically he seems comfortable, but positionally is one of the most strange things I've ever seen in terms of looking at some of these talents out there, particularly places like the Championship. The bloke, most wide players will keep their position wide to keep the width and take them on around the side and look to get in behind. But Matty Cash doesn't do that. Matty Cash comes in, he actually looks to come in, he looks to play more central, and then what that does is it gives an opportunity for the winger to continue to stay wide and get in behind. Now, that's another dimension to the play that West Ham could profit from. And as I went through the clip the other day with Grady Diangana, when Jake Livermore played that ball through and played it through the edge of the box and Grady got in behind, there's no reason why that can't be the opposite with someone like a Matty Cash playing that into Grady. Obviously, I've got reservations over attacking fullbacks. My concern was, if he's going to come up to the Premier League, he's got to be able to defend. He can't come up and be either physically bullied or not have that positional awareness. And that's the one thing about Fredericks that I've noticed. You watch him in any game, his awareness is really poor, and it's only his pace that really gets him out of those situations. And what was really interesting was actually his technical soundness in terms of making a tackle. He'll take him side on, and he's comfortable doing it in terms of interceptions. So he's got great spatial awareness. He cuts out a lot of through balls when he starts to move in centrally, which, as we've seen with West Ham, when they start to play against teams that have more of the ball, they like to keep compact and sit deep. So he can do that. And then equally, when he wants to play out wide and he wants to let them take them on from a wide position, then he can still force them out. And one thing that's really impressive about him is he doesn't look like pace gets to it. With Fredericks, I feel that his pace does get him out of a lot of holes, but at the same time, it is a weakness in terms of defending as a back four. And I think what we've seen anyway, even when in the games that we've done well, let's point out Burnley here, when you put so much pressure on someone like Diop and Ogbono, where the ball's constantly coming in the box, eventually it will tell. And even if it doesn't tell, it stops West Ham having an outlet and stops us getting a bit of possession into the game and moving forward. So I think what was interesting for me is he moves like a winger, but he does have real good defensive qualities. And then the bit that West Ham fans will absolutely love, he's got an eye for a goal. He's got a great shot on him. He scored some absolute bangers down there in the Championship, getting forward, flying forward, putting pressure on opposition defences. I'd love to see us, if we're playing against a team in a similar position to us next season, that we're getting him involved from overlaps, from him cutting inside, giving him an opportunity to shoot. And I think West Ham, as we've seen since Project Restart, numbers forward, pressure in the box is what is getting West Ham those key goals. And I think it's been long overdue. We've not had a proper investment into a right back position for as long as I can remember. I think the only right back decent signing that I remember is Lucas Neal. He's young. I believe he's got the qualities to grow into the league, and I don't think he's just got those qualities to survive, but I actually think technically he's very good, and he's going to be able to mature, and he'll represent almost like a new breed of right backs. We don't see that anymore. We don't see a player cutting in and being comfortable to cut in and play in a central position. Manchester City do it to an extent, but obviously there's a positional fluidity that comes with really good technical players. If you can get him for 15, 20 mil, which sounds like a lot of money, and it probably is in this transfer market, I think that's a good deal for us. I think it's an investment going forward. I think we've got to really nail down that position. Whether or not we can persuade Nottingham Forest to let go one of their key players, particularly when they're in the playoff, is another thing. But I've watched him, I've seen him. a top quality player. I'd love us to sign him if we had the money and he wanted to come. So that's my breakdown on Matty Cash. Next one will be Saad Benrahma. Everyone's banging on about him, this, that and the other. You see his wonder goals on Sky Sports. Let's have a look then. Let's see what this guy's all about. Alright, take care.